Hello everyone. I'm going to go over some question in problem set number 2, which is for chapter 3. Again, I will go over only some important questions. Some other question I believe you can do on your own. Now let's go to number 3. Okay, question number 3. Question number 3 is about buy on margin. Okay, what is buy on margin? You borrow to invest. Okay, for example, you buy 100 shares of the common stock AAA on margin for $40 per share. So what it means is, at the beginning, okay, at the beginning you buy, okay, you invest in stock. Okay, the total amount of money you invest in stock is $4,000 because you buy 100 shares and $40 per share, so it costs you about $4,000. All right. Now, not all of $4,000 is coming from your pocket. Okay, your margin is 60%, so that means your own money or equity. The amount of money coming from your own pocket is 0.6, which is 60% times times 4,000, and this is equal to 2,400. Okay, so our $4,000 you invested in stock, only $2,400 is your own money. So equity means your own money. So where's the rest coming from? It is coming from the amount of money you borrow. Okay, it is you borrow the remaining, which is 4,000 minus 2,400, which is 1,600. Okay, so that is buy on margin. Okay, so so you invested $4,000, you use $2,400 your own money, and you borrow the remaining 1,600. Now what happened when time equal to 1? Okay, I'm gonna okay, when time equal to 1, alright, so the value of stock now, okay, the value of stock now has changed. You have 100 shares. Okay, you have 100 shares, and the price for one share now is $43. Okay, so the total amount of money, the total value of the stock is 4,300. Okay, now our 4,300, the amount of money you borrow is still the same. Okay, the amount of money you borrow is still the same because you borrowed $1,600 before. Now you still borrow 1,600. So what does it mean to your equity? Your equity has gone up. Okay, because the stock value has gone up. The amount of money you borrow is the same, so therefore equity has gone up to $4,300 minus 16. You have $2,700. Okay, so okay, so the question is asking you what is the rate of return. Okay, what is the rate of return? Now the rate of return is calculated based on the equity level only, because that is how much you want, how much money you spend. So at time equal to 0, okay, you invested $2,400. At time equal to 1, you invested you get back $2,700. Okay, so your return during the year would be equal to 27 minus 2,400 divided by 2,400. Okay, and the answer is right here. Okay, it is 12.5%. Okay, so your return is 12.5%. Why? Because you invested $2,400 at the beginning, and then after 1 year you have 27, so your return is 12.5%. Number 4, okay, obviously the price the dealer is willing to buy is the bid price. Okay, let me review the bid and ask price for you. Okay, you have dealer in the market and you have investors Okay, dealer and investor. So if you are investor, you have to buy from the dealer, and if you are investor, you want to sell, you sell to the dealer. So the dealer is the one who can quote the bid, okay, and the ask. The dealer is the one who can quote the bid and the ask. So what is the bid price? Bid price is the price the dealer, okay, the dealer buy, okay, and ask price is the price the dealer sell. Okay, so how much price dealer wants to buy, it is a bid. How much the dealer want to sell, it is a ask. So as a result, investor will have, when investor buy from dealer, investor will have to buy at the ask, okay, because that is the price the dealer sell. And when investor sell to the dealer, investor will have to sell at the bid, because that is the price the dealer buy. Okay. Now, number 5, you bought ABC stock at $50 per share. The stock is currently selling for $49. Your potential loss could be reduced by placing obviously it is a stop loss order. Okay, so the answer is stop loss order. So what is a stop loss order? For example, you buy the stock at $50. All right. So when you buy stock, your main concern is the stock price may go down. So in theory, the stock price can go down all the way to zero. So therefore, you could lose everything. So you are going to put a stop loss, okay, stop loss order with the price, okay, with the price limit in the order, for example, equal to 40. So that what it means is when the market price hit to 40, you sell the stock. So $40, it is the minimum price that you sell. Okay, so you don't have to worry about whether the stock price could go down to zero or not, because you put a stop loss order with the price 40. So whenever the market price go to 40, you sell the stock. All right. Number 6 is simple. Nasdaq stock market is secondary market, and a dealer market. Okay, you can go back to the slide and read the book. Now, number 7, okay, I'm gonna go over number 7 for you. Now, you buy 400 shares of XYZ common stock on margin at $20 per share. So again, this is buy on margin. Okay, this is buy on margin. All right. Now, so meaning you borrow money to invest. So your stock value, how much you invested in stock at time zero. Okay, initially you buy 400 shares at $20 per share. So you invested $8,000. Okay, I think I made a mistake here. It should be 8,000. Okay, it should be 8,000. So time 20, not time 2, time 20. Okay, equal 8,000. So you invested in stock $8,000, and out of that, how much you borrow and how much is own equity. Okay, how much you borrow. So the amount of money you borrow based on the initial margin. If the initial margin is 60%, so meaning you're using 60% of the investment is coming from your own money. So 60% times 8,000 and equal to $4,800. So you invested 8,000 and $4,800 coming from your own money. So what it means is the remaining you borrow $3,200. All right. So the question is, what should be the price? Okay, the lower the price, the margin would be lower because you are losing money. So the question is, what is the minimum price that the stock can fall to? So you you will get a margin call. So here is what you do. Remember that you will get a margin call. Okay, you will get a margin call when the actual margin is below the maintenance margin. The maintenance margin is a minimum margin that you can you can have. So let the price let the price that you are looking for be P, and you are solving for P. Okay, so when the price be P, the stock value at that time would be 100p. Okay, 400p. Okay, we have 400 shares and the price for each share is P, so 400p. And out of 400p you still borrow $3,200 because you borrowed $3,200 from at the beginning. Now you still borrow $3,200. So how much is your equity now? It should be, you have 400p total value and you borrow 3,200, so your equity is 400p minus 3,200. So what is the margin? Okay, so what is the margin? What is the margin at this time? The margin, the margin always equal to equity, which is your own money, divided by the value of the investment, which is stock. So equity in this case equal to 400p minus 3,200, divided by the value of the stock, which is 400p. And this has to be equal to the maintenance level, which is 0.3. Because we are looking for the price P at which the margin is exactly equal to the maintenance. So and you solve for P. You can easily solve for P. Let me do it for you. 400p minus 3,200 equal to 0.3 times 400p and equal to 120p. So you minus 120p on both sides. Minus 120p and you have 280p, and this one equal to 200. So therefore P equal to 3,200 over 280, and this is equals to 11.43. So the price equal 11.43. So when the price equal to 11.43, the margin would be equal to 30%. Alright, so whenever the price drop below 11.43%, the margin will be below 30%, which is the minimum level you need to have. So therefore you will get the margin call. You get the margin call from the broker to deposit more money. Alright, let's go to the next question. Now you short sell. You buy a margin before, now you short sell. So what is a short sell? Let me go over short sell with you. I would recommend you read the slides and read the book to understand more about short sell, but here is a I just want to give you an idea about short sell. Short sell. So the first step in short sell is number 1, you borrow stock. Basically you borrow stock from broker. You borrow stock from broker. Second, you sell the stock at the current market price. At the current market price. And 3, for example, it has nothing to do with this example, but if for example you sell at the $40 per share, you sell at $40 per share, and later on, because you borrow stock from the broker, you have to give back the stock to the broker. So you buy back, okay, you buy stock at the market. For example, you buy back stock at the market at the price $30 and give back to broker. Okay, so what it means is you sell at 40 and you buy at 30, so it gives you a profit. Okay, it gives you a profit of $10. All right, so that you short sell only when you expect, okay, when you expect the price of the stock to go down. So when you expect the price to go down to 30 and the current price is 40 and you don't own the stock, so what you could do is you borrow stock from broker, you sell at 40 and then you buy back at $30, you get the profit $10. All right, now let's go back to the question we are looking at. Now, in order for you to borrow stock from broker, again you need to have margin. Okay, similar to buy on margin. When you do a short sale, you also need to have a margin. So margin for short sale is a little bit different. Okay, first you borrow stock. All right, remember that for buy on margin you borrow cash, but for short sale you do not borrow cash, you borrow stock. So you borrow 100 share of stock and they happen to value at that time $40 per share. So initially you borrow 200 shares value at $8,000. Okay, so immediately you made a sale to the market, you sold the stock. Okay, you sold 200 shares at that time, so you have $8,000. Okay, now in order for you to borrow 200 shares, you have to deposit money. Okay, the amount of money you deposit depends on the percent margin initially, and if the percent margin is 60%, so it is 60% of the value of the stock initially, which is 8,000. So you deposit 60% times 8,000, which is $4,800. So deposit is your own money. You have your equity initially is equal $4,800. Okay. So in order for you to borrow 200 shares, you have to put down or you have to deposit $4,800. So your initial investment is how much you put down, which is $4,800. Now let's go to number 13. Okay, a lot of questions here are very similar to each other, so once you know how to do that, it is very easy to do. Now assume that you sold short 200 shares. Okay, you show short 200 shares of the common stock at $60 per share. The initial margin is 50%. Excuse me. The initial margin is 50%. What would be the maintenance level if the margin call was made as the price stock 70 as the stock price of $70? So what it means is, if the margin call, okay, if the margin, you get a margin call at the price equal to 70, therefore the margin, the actual margin at that time, okay, has to be equal to the maintenance margin. Okay, has to be equal to maintenance margin and this is equal, okay, and you have to find out how much is the maintenance margin at that time. So at the beginning, okay, at the beginning you borrow, okay, you borrow 200 shares, okay, times value at that time $60 per share, and it is $12,000, okay, and immediately after you borrow stock, you made a sale to the market and you get $12,000. all right, and in order for you to borrow 200 shares, you have to deposit 50% of the amount of money at that time, which is 50% of 12,000, which is $6,000. okay, and therefore your equity, okay, which is amount of money you invest initially, which is $6,000. right? Now at time, okay, at time equal to 1, at time equal to 1, okay, the value of money of stock you borrow times equal to 1, meaning the price at that time equals $70. So the amount of money you borrow is not the same anymore. It is 200 shares, value at 70 and equal to $14,000. okay, the amount of sale is still the same, which is $12,000. Why? Because you made a sale already. You sold the stock already, so you received $12,000. The amount of cash is still the same, $6,000, because that is how much money you deposit. Now what will change is equity, because the amount of money you borrow increased from $12,000 to $14,000, and you have total $18,000 in your account. So therefore your equity is 18,000 minus 14 equal to $4,000. okay, so at that time, okay, the margin is equal to equity, alright, divided by stock, and this is equal to equity is $4,000 divided by stock value, which is $14,000 at that time, and you find out it is equal to 29%. The 29% here is the margin that you get, is the level that you get a margin call. So therefore it has to be the maintenance, okay, it has to be the maintenance margin. okay, so the maintenance margin is 29%. Alright, now we go to number 14. Very similar, right? You short sell 100 shares, alright. Now, so your initial investment, okay, initially you short sell, so you borrow 100 shares, you borrow stock, value at 45, so you borrow 4,500, okay, and you make a sale, you sold all 100 shares, you get $4,500, and in order for you to do that, to borrow 100 shares, you have to deposit 50% of the money you borrow before, of the value of the stock you borrow before, which is 4,500, okay, and this is equal to 2250. alright, so 2250 is how much you deposit, so therefore that is your equity, 2250. alright, when so you short sell, so at time 0, okay, at time 0 you short sell, the price equal to 45. Now when the price go to 40, okay, when the price equal to 40, now you sell, this is how much you sell, and when the price is 40, you cover, you buy back the stock, so you make a profit, okay, you make a profit of, you sell at 45, you buy back at 40, and you do that for 100 shares, so your profit equal to $500. So your return would be equal to, okay, you spend 2250, you get $500 profit. Your return is 500 over 22.50 and equal to 22.22%. Okay. Now number 17, you sell short 200 shares at the market price. Okay, so you short sell, all right, 200 shares at the price $55. The question is asking you the maximum possible loss, meaning, you know, how much loss could you have. So when you short sell in the future, so at time 0 you short sell. At time 1 in the future you have to cover. Okay, you have to cover back, meaning you buy back the stock. What price do you buy back the stock? You buy back at the market. Okay, you buy back at the market price. And in theory, the market price could go to infinity. Okay, the market price over here, in theory, could go to unlimited or infinity. Okay, practically, it is impossible, but in theory, all right, in theory, the price could go to infinity or unlimited. So you sell, what it means is you sell the stock only at 55, but you have to buy back at a very large or infinity price. So your loss, okay, your possible loss is basically unlimited. Okay, maximum possible loss, okay, your maximum possible loss is unlimited. Alright, go to number 18. Now, assume that you buy 100 shares. Again, this is buy on margin. Okay. So at time equal to 0, buy on margin. Okay, you invest in stock, and it is 100 shares at $50 per share, and this is $5,000. So you invested $5,000 using $2,500 of your own money, so your equity is $2,500. So you invested $5,000, you are using only $2,500 of your own money, so what it means is the amount of money you borrow is also $2,500. Alright. If the maintenance margin is 30%, what price would you get a margin call? You get a margin call, okay, only when the actual margin is below, okay, maintenance level. So let the price, okay, at time equal to 1, you are looking for the price, okay, at which you get a margin call. So if the price equal to P, the stock value would be 100P. Okay, the amount of money you borrow is still the same, $2,500, and equity would be equal to 100P, okay, minus $2,500. Alright, this is 100P. So the margin at this time would be equal to equity, always equal to equity divided by stock. Alright, so it is equal to 100P minus $2,500 divided by stock value, which is 100P. Okay, and this has to be equal to the maintenance level, which is 30%. And you solve the equation. Alright, over here you solve the equation. I'm not going to solve the equation for you here because I think it's pretty simple. So you solve the equation by yourself. You should be able to get the price at that time equal to $35.71. Okay, $35.71. Alright, so let's go to number 22. Short sale again. Alright, investor short sale 200 share of stock at the price $15 per share. The initial margin requirements is 60%. Investor earn no interest on the funds in the margin account, so no dividends are paid. What is the rate of return if the short sale is covered at $12 per share? So very similar to what we did before. Alright, so let me use a pen again. So at time equal to 0, you do a short sale. Okay, when you short sale, the price at that time equal to 15. Okay, when you short sale, first you borrow stock, you borrow 200 shares, and times 15 equal to $3,000. Okay, you do not borrow $3,000, you borrow 200 shares, but at that time they value at $15 per share, so the amount of money you borrow is 3,000. And you have you sold the stock in the market at that time, you get $3,000, now $3,000. Okay, and you deposit 60% based on the margin, 60%, so you deposit 60% times 3,000 and equal to 1,800. So your equity initially is 1,800. Okay, at time equal to 1. Alright, at time equal to 1, you cover when the price equal to $12. Alright, when the price go down, you expect to have profit. So because the amount of money you borrow has gone down, 200 times 13 and equal to 2,600. Okay, it was 3,000 before, but now it is only 26. The amount you made, the amount of sale is still the same because you sold the stock already. Okay, deposit is still the same because that is your own money initially. So the total money you have in the account is 4,800. So therefore equity now has gone up because borrow has gone down to 26. Equity would be 48 minus 26, which is $2,200. Alright, $2,200. So now at the beginning of the year you invested 1,800. Okay, your own money 1,800. At the end of the year you ended up with 2,200. So your return would be equal to 2,200 minus 1,800 and over, alright, this is 1,800. Okay, over 1,800, and this is equal to, the answer is let me see the answer here, 33.3%. Okay, so it is 33.3%. right? So this is the answer, 33.3%. Now you so short the stock ABC. Okay, you short, okay, you so short the stock ABC at $50. The current market price is $53. What is the most effective way to limit your potential loss? So when you short at $50, you would worry that the stock price in the market, okay, the stock price in the market will go up more than 50. Okay, more than $50, because at the time you have to buy back the stock at the price more than 50, you will have loss. So what should you do? So to limit your loss, okay, limit your loss, you wanna put a stop buy order. Put a stop buy order. All right, and with the price limit, say for example equal to 55. All right, I'm just making up an example. So what it means is when the price in the market go to 55, you cover the position. Okay, meaning what? Meaning you buy the stock to cover, so your maximum loss is only $5. Okay, you sell at 50, you buy back at 55, so your maximum loss is $5. Alright, so that is one way to limit your loss. You are using stop buy order. Alright, when the price go up to a certain level, you buy back the stock. You buy the stock. Now, right, number 25, very similar to what we did before. Okay, initially you have 400 shares, so you buy 400 shares, so 400 shares times 25 equal to $10,000, and you borrow your initial margin. Okay, your initial margin is 60%, so this is coming from 60% times 10,000. Okay, so you have 4,000, you have 6,000. So and you invested 10,000, you are using 6,000, so therefore $4,000 you have to borrow. So when the price, what is the price? You will get a margin call. So let the price be P. The stock value is 400p. You still borrow $4,000. Your equity is 400p minus $4,000. So to get a margin call, all right, to get a margin call, the margin equal to equity, okay, divided by stock. Equity equal to 400p minus 4,000 divided by stock, which is 400p, and this is equal to 30%, and you solve for p, you get p equal to 1429. Alright, so when the price is 1429, the margin is exactly equal 30%. So whenever it is below $1429, you will get a margin call. Okay. Now number 26 is very similar. You buy on margin and calculate the rate of return, but this is a little bit different because now you have the interest rate on the loan. So let me do this for you. All right. You are bullish on the Norton common stock, which currently has market price of $30 per share. Okay, so alright, so initially you invest $8,000 your own money, so equity is $8,000. You borrow $7,000 from the broker. Okay, and the value of the stock you have 500 shares and value at $30 at a time, so $15,000. all right, out of $15,000 you borrow 7, you are using $8,000 from your own money. In 1 year you sell, this is the time equal to 0, time equal to 1, with the price equal to 35. You sell the stock for 35. Alright, but remember the broker charges the interest 10% on the loan. So the amount of money, first the value of the stock now has increased. You have 500 shares times 35, and let me see how much it is. 500 times 35 equal to $17,500. Okay, equals $17,500, and the amount of money you borrow has increased. It's not $7,000 anymore because you have to pay interest. So $7,000 times 0.1 because you pay 10% interest plus the principal, so you have $7,700. So your equity now equal to you have 17,500, and you borrow 77, so your equity would be 17,500 minus 7,700 and equal to 9,800. All right. Okay, equal to $9,800. So at the beginning of the year, you invested 8,000. At the end of the year, you invested $9,800. The return equal to 9,800 minus 8,000 divided by 8,000, and the answer is 22.5%. All right. Okay, answer is 22.5%. Now number 28. Here is a limit order book. Okay, limit order book, it is the book of all the limit orders. You have limit sell orders on the right hand side, you have limit buy orders on the left hand side. Limit sell orders are the orders of investor are waiting to sell. Limit buy orders are the orders of investor who are waiting to buy. So for example, if you look at on the limit sell orders, if the price equal to 50.25, there are some investors who are willing to sell 100 shares at the price 50.25. Alright. Now, for example, if you look at the limit buy orders on the left hand side, when the price equal to 49.75, there are some investors who are willing to buy 500 shares at the price 49.75. So next, the first question is, if a market buy order comes in for at what price it will get. So when a market order comes in, you have to look at the limit sell orders, because those are the orders of investor who are willing to sell. Because you want to buy, you have to buy from the investor who are willing to sell. So if you want to buy 100 shares, you have to look at investor, the first investor who are willing to sell 100 shares at 50.25. Okay, so therefore the price you will get is 50.25. So after that, after the first 100 shares is gone, if you want to buy another 100 shares, you have to come to the second investor who is willing to sell at 51.50. So the price is 51.50 for the second order. If you were the structuralist, would you want to increase or decrease your inventory? You are the structuralist. You have to maintain, or you have to maintain the liquidity. Okay. So look at the orders over here. You will see that there are so many buy orders, so many limit buy orders, and you have much less limit sell orders. Okay, so therefore, so the limit buy orders is are the orders of the investor who are waiting to buy. So there are too many investors who are waiting to buy now, and you are the specialist. You have to increase inventory, because in order for you to maintain liquidity, you have to sell the stock, and in order for you to sell the stock, you have to increase inventory. All right. Now number 29, some information on the stock XYZ. Suppose that XYZ trades in a dealer market with the bid is 55.25, ask 55.50. Alright, the bid is the price the dealer buy. Remember that this is the price the dealer buy. Okay, this is the price the dealer sell. But the investor is different. Investor buy at the ask, and investor sell at the bid. So okay, so let's answer the first question. Suppose you have submitted an order to your broker to buy at the market price. At what price you will get? So when you buy, you are investor, you buy at the ask, okay, which is 55.50. Suppose you submitted an order to your broker to sell, so you sell at the bid, okay, which is 55.25. Suppose you submitted a limit order to sell at 55.62. Okay, so with the price 55.62, so what it means is when the price go to 55.62 you will sell. But what is the price that you sell in the market now? You sell in the market now is only 55.25. okay, so the order will be pending. Alright, so right now the order is pending because the dealer is willing to buy only at 55.25. You have to wait until the dealer change the bid price to 55.62 in order for you to sell. Okay, question D, the same thing, okay, but it's limit order to buy. You want to buy 55.37, but right now the ask price is 55.5. okay, so again order is pending. The dealer is willing to sell only at 55.50, but you want to buy at 55.37, so it has not happened yet. You have to wait. Okay. Number 30. Assume that XYZ trades in an exchange like New York Stock Exchange. Is there any chance that immediate trade, okay, on the New York Stock Exchange, okay, and the New York Stock Exchange, because it is exchange, it is trading floor. So this is a trading floor, okay, trading floor. So you have investor, okay, investor, you have investor who buy, and you have investor who sell, okay, and you have the specialist. The specialist here is very similar to the dealer. The specialist is the one who quote the bid and the ask. Alright, so investor who buy can buy at the ask, investor who sell can sell at the bid. But if they don't think the bid and ask are good prices for them, the investor who buy can negotiate with the investor who sell. Okay, they can negotiate. Alright, so even though they don't like the price of the specialist or the dealer, but if they could negotiate with each other, they can have the order. They don't have to wait. Okay. Number 31, alright, very similar to what we did before. You are bearish on stock, so you want to short sell 130 shares. So you borrow 130 shares times $58 per share and equal to 75.40. In order for you to borrow to do that, you deposit 40% based on the margin, which is 30/16, and you made a sale of 75.40. Your equity is $3,016, and your cash deposit is $3,016. How high can the price go before you get a margin call? If the maintenance is 10%, again similar to what we did before, you let the price be P. Okay, so you borrow 130 shares, value at P, so 130P. The cash is the same, 75.40. The deposit is still the same, 30.16. Your equity is the sum of the two. Okay, the sum of the two is 10,556 minus how much you borrow, which is 130P. So the margin at this time has to be equal to equity divided by stock. So equity equal 10,556 minus 130P divided by the stock, which is 130P at that time, and this has to be equal to 10%. you solve the equation, you get the price equal to 73.82. Alright, number 32. Alright, is buy on margin, very similar. Alright, let's do you are bullish on the stock. Okay, so this is buy on margin. Okay, this is buy on margin. You have current price. You invest $12,000 on the stock. Okay, so how many shares is this? So the stock value you invest is $12,000 and the current price is the stock value $12,000. Okay, and you have 69, your own equity is 6,900. Alright, so you borrow 51. Okay, so when the stock price goes up by 15%, so the stock value goes up by 15%, so 12,000 times 1.15 and equal to, let me see how much it is here. $1,800. So $1,100. Okay, so 12,000 times 1.15 equal to 13,800. Okay, and out of this, the amount of money you borrow also has gone up because you pay interest. So 5,100 times 1.06, and this is equal to 5,100 times 1.06 equal to 5406. So equity would be equal to 13,800 minus 5406 and equal to 83.94. Okay, so at the beginning of the year you have 6,900. At the end of the year you have 83.94. Okay, so your return equal to 83.94 minus 6,900 divided by 6,900 and equal to 83.94 minus 6,900 divided by 6,900 equal to 21.65%. Okay. Now, question B, how far the price have to fall? Okay, assume assume the price fall immediately. Okay, so the same thing we did before. You borrow 51. Okay, initially you invested 240 shares. So when the price, you let the price be P, the stock value would be 240 P. You borrow 5,100, the same, because the price falls immediately, there will be no interest. Equity is 240 P minus 5,100. So the margin at that time, okay, margin at that time equal to equity, always equal to equity divided by stock. Okay, so equity is 240 minus 5,100, stock is 240 P, and equal to 40%. You solve for P, you get P equal to 35.42. Alright, That's pretty much all of the question in problem set number 2. Again, if you have any question, feel free to send me an email. Okay, thank you very much.